So it's another first day, and we are here with another interesting topic to discuss, as usual. And I welcome all the guests, whoever have joined and who are willing to join. Let's wait few seconds. Maybe somebody will join. Then probably we can start off with another interesting thing to discuss today. So how was the day so far have been for you?
So far, the day so far has been good. Uh, uh, I
Actually,
relaxed a
Delhi is
lot.
cold.
The last 2 days were very, very hectic, and I could rest a while today.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, uh, Arif, today I think we will talk something which is not talked about, but then that's not what it is.
Mhm.
Okay, so there is a lot discussed on the social media and everywhere about something called manifestation. Okay, all that is said as if you manifest something and ta-da, it's there in front of you, right? So let's reveal what this manifestation is all about. So let me hear from you, what is manifestation?
So, as you rightly said, people expect that you know when they manifest, it should come into reality then and there, right? So, for example, um, somebody has wished that they should go to the moon, so they should reach to the moon. They don't have to do anything; they just reach to the moon.
Okay.
So that really doesn't happen. We talk a lot about universe planning and providing us things. We speak a lot about achieving our goals. But this is not how universe provides us. Uh, or this is not how we achieve our goals. So thinking is the first step. We can say that nothing can be conceived if it is not perceived, right? You can conceive what you can perceive. So perceiving, that comes in the thought, right? So that is the first step, but that is not the only step. So where people falters is when they think that manifestation can bring them result without taking any actions. So
Hmm.
what manifestation is, if I answer your question, uh, it is that you uh, process your thoughts, beliefs, your desires in such a way that they become reality. All right, that is manifestation. So when a person think of something, and it can be anything, like for a good relationship, they can think of a materialistic goal, maybe a car that they like, maybe a destination they want to be, maybe a dream job, maybe a business they want to start for a long time. They can manifest everything, provided they take the actions, they are focused, and they are thinking about that particular thing, and also their actions are aligned to that particular thing. Okay.
So, so what you're saying is it is not just something that you bring a picture in your mind, you imagine something in your mind, and it'll happen like this. It's not something of that kind.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
So it is something that you imagine something, but at the same time, it need to be backed up by certain things.
True.
There are probably
True.
steps. Right.
So
So
in between you were talking about looking at the picture in the mind, creating a picture. So that's visualization. So that's one of the technique which can help you uh, you know let's understand how mind functions. So whenever we do something, mind creates a picture, and it stores that memory in the form of a picture. For example, if I ask you to think of a forest or think of an elephant, your mind will show you pictures. It will not show the word ELEPHANT, right? So even if the words will come, they will come in the form of a picture, right? So so that so that's why visualization is important. And how and when a person can visualize, when they have really created a picture, they have woven a picture around what they really want with clarity. If it is hazy, if it has, for example, he he's thinking of climbing Mount Everest, and in between he is thinking of only the challenges. So what can he expect? He is actually manifesting those challenges, not the Mount Everest top.
Yeah, I understand this. Yeah. So now, okay, now let's say somebody who's young, who's enthusiastic, and he want to achieve something in his life, and he listen to this, and he want to manifest. But then there may be a question in his mind: does it really work? I mean, just by manifesting, can I achieve something? So this kind of thought can come, right? So now my question is: does it really work? What
Yeah.
is the science behind it? I mean, when we say it happens, it works. What is the science behind it?
So I tell you, it works to the proportion of your belief about it. If I believe that it is just rubbish, it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't make any sense. So it will do the same thing. And if I think, okay, manifestation works, so then it will work for them. But there is a huge but there as well. I have seen people when they talk about manifestation, they they starts living in some dreamland. Okay, they are away from reality completely. Okay, so that's not manifestation. You are just wishing few things, and because there is a RAS system in our mind which is called reticular
Yeah,
activating
we'll come
system.
into that.
Okay,
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
so it will give you, when you think of something, it will provide you the information that is already there in the atmosphere, in the universe, and the mind will filter all that information and it will create a picture around what you want. But that may not be the reality. So people who actually manifest something in for real, they um, there are a few steps we will talk about that. But it works for people who believe in it. It doesn't work for people who doesn't believe in it. That's the simple answer for you.
So you're saying people fail because one, they may not believe as it should be believed. Two, they don't back it up with the action that is required. So often the missing block can be the action,
Definitely,
right?
definitely, and the belief has to be very very strong, and uh, you know it has to be, there has to be a focus that, well, let me give you an example. Just a minute. I spoke about that Mount Everest, right? So somebody who wants to climb up to Mount Everest, and he is only thinking about what he doesn't have, what he cannot do, right? What are the challenges which may come? Of course, these are important things. So these things will make him prepare about those challenges. But that's not the only thing. If his mind is telling only those negative aspects, then probably he will not reach. For example, I have met this amazing lady, Arunima Sinha. Okay, so yesterday only, my Facebook account showed me that picture when I met her in real. That's a story of grit.
Great. Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
in spite of being one leg amputated, she climbed up to the Mount Everest. Right? People fear about going into small uh, tracks also, and she climbed over that Mount Everest. So do you think she didn't have any challenges? Of course, she must have. But didn't she think about those challenges? Yes, of course she did. But what she had in mind was that top of that Mount Everest, that flag, Indian flag on that top of Mount Everest, she holding that flag. So those pictures would be there in her mind. and those pictures would be motivating her whenever she might be feeling low or something uh, challenging was happening. Okay.
So you manifest, I mean, you create a picture in your mind, something that inspires you, something that keeps you going, then back it up with action. Think of challenges because you need to plan for it. You need to be ready for it. You need to be prepared for it. But then your ultimate goal is what should be there in your mind. Now, many people try and fail. So why not we talk about what is the right way to manifest? What are the steps in it? Where do you start? How do you build it?
Yeah. So before that, as we were already speaking about why people fail, let me share a few things why what are the few aspects because of which people fail in spite of manifesting and in spite of believing. All right. So first thing is that uh, they have this thinking that they want to achieve that goal, but it may not be their intrinsic feeling, intrinsic thought or goal. It may have come from outside, so they are not very attached to it emotionally. They have this in mind, but they are not very attached to that particular thing, right? So that's why they don't have a belief. हो गया तो ठीक है, नहीं हुआ तो भी ठीक है. It's that kind of feeling. Now, because that belief is not there, so they can't focus. So they will have diversions, they will have distractions. So when they have distractions, their action will not be aligned to that goal. They will not be focused, and their focus will be what they don't want to happen instead of what they want to happen. For example, um, you know, let me talk about fear here. So I was talking to a friend about one of the person I know, and uh, he belongs to a family of landlords, right? And last few years, he ha- he has become habitual of asking for money from people, and people give him because of the relationship he had from so many years. And now because he has become habitual, he has uh, forgotten about what he already has, and which is huge. All right.
He forgot, he forgot himself
Yeah,
basically.
he forgot himself, and he is just killing time, passing time, resting all the time, and not doing much. Um, uh, so what actually happened was the relatives came into the picture, and now he has cases on those properties on which he could have just you know he could live like a king, but then he chose he was in a fear of not using those properties, and instead of that he was just relaxing, or maybe he had fear of losing those things or not, or consuming those things. That's why he was not using it at all, right?
So basically, he was manifesting all problems, and all the problems
All
came up.
problems. So the problems, वो problems भी आगे जो उसने सोची भी नहीं थी. Right? And because they don't have belief, because these people don't have their focus is on what should not happen, and that's why their effort is not consistent. So because of these reasons, people usually fail. They manifest and they still fail, and most of the people fail. Okay. Now, coming back to your question, what are the steps? So first thing is, as I said earlier, that our mind, um, you know, keeps stores everything in the form of picture. So
Yes.
there has to be a very clear, well-defined picture of what you or what that person wants to achieve or have. Okay. So when that picture is well defined and clear, the mind will focus and mind will become will become inspired to have that or achieve that, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And because the picture is already there, the visualization will happen automatically. Okay, he doesn't have to think hard. Okay, uh, the mind will show its picture. For example, somebody wants to get promoted in his company. Okay, if his mind is showing a picture of him being, getting promoted and enjoying, or maybe um doing what is required in that position, probably he will achieve it. But if he is thinking of somebody else getting promotion, so what do you think the probability will be, right? So so so, so the mind will behave related to the picture he has in mind, which is coming automatically. It can be, of course, the picture can be uh, downloaded in the mind. That's another thing. But what is coming automatically will happen. That's the real manifestation. And the third step he has to take is he has to consistently, with discipline, take action which is aligned to that goal, that particular thing you want to have or achieve. Okay, and then probably, um, at times people, when they are close to achieve that particular thing, or they have defined some time frame, and if that time frame has passed, people quit, or they start getting demotivated that they can't do it, or they start getting tired. So in here they should trust the process. Okay, so for example, there are 10 steps required to uh, reach to the staircase inside the home. One has to take those 10 steps. It cannot be that if I start manifesting, so those 10 steps will become 5 steps. That will not happen, right? So trust the process. Uh, there might be a delay, but it will happen if I'm consistently working towards that goal.
I think that's amazing because most important thing here, what I observe is that okay, one can manifest, one can even plan, one can take the steps, but when you don't have something called emotional connect, okay, then your actions are not coming from inside. Okay, your actions are rather imposed to you from outside. This kind of phenomena I see a lot of students when I work with them. Most of them, they are brilliant people, brilliant children, very intelligent, but they are forced into a particular direction because their parents thought so or their teachers thought so. Okay, they are not really interested in that. They're interested in somewhere else. But just because he's getting X amount of scores, the others will decide which direction he should take, and he's going. He has a goal also like IIT or whatever it is, but he doesn't have an emotional connect to that goal. That's why, in spite of being intelligent, they often fail to achieve their goals. And that's where I think the manifestation is failing. So, in conclusion, what I would say is that manifestation isn't magic, right? You imagine, right? You create a picture in your mind, right? But then it needs certain other things. It's a combination of your vision, your focus towards what you want to achieve, your actions, and very strong belief in whatever you're trying to achieve. Then consistency. Do it day after day. You come back to the thing in spite of result that you see little or more, right? So it is something like a boomerang. You throw it, it will come back to you. What you throw is what will come back to you. If you're if you're throwing problems in your mind, problems are not going to come back to you, right? So I would like to end this by giving one small exercise to everybody. Maybe I call for an action here. That let's say tonight, you pick one thing that you want to achieve. Okay. Write it down and decide on one small action that you want to take. Small step maybe, but decide on that. Tomorrow when you get up first thing in the morning, do it, however small that may be, and consistently do it every day. Then you see the result. That's what manifestation is. Today you think, see, maybe if I spend 5-10 minutes on that, bring a clear picture to yourself and your mind, what you want to achieve. Then decide on one action, then take that action. Share your experiences. We are here. And in case you would like to discuss this or you would like to have some support or help on this, you can always connect with us. We are always here. And happy manifestation. And thank you, Arif. Thank you so much for your wonderful inputs. And next week we'll meet again, same time, same Thursday.
Thank you, Saeed, and thank you everyone who has joined, Colonel Aditya and everyone. Have a good time.
Good day, guys. All the best.